You are a Gemini subject, born between May the 21st and June the 20th. The symbol of your sign, which is twins, is a clear indication of your love of sharing. You are one of the givers of this world rather than one of the takers. You are always interested in a great variety of different things, so your attention is apt to wander from one thing to another. You don't like detail, and in your haste to get on to the next thing, you are inclined to leave all sorts of odds and ends unfinished. Because of this, you will at times get the reputation of being rather unreliable, which is not so. There is a constant urge in you for change, and so often you feel you want to be in two places at one time. There always seems to be two possible courses of action open to you, and you are always going to have to make a choice. The worry and indecision of all this is inclined to make you appear nervous and irritable, with the result that you will become more diffuse and less concentrated than ever. Fortunately, you are very adaptable. You are able to handle many different kinds of things, even emergencies which would leave others completely bewildered. You love having many irons in the fire. You are quick-witted and often very clever. You prefer to show your feelings in actions rather than words. Once you have an idea firmly fixed in your mind, you can be most determined, and as you are usually a glutton for work, you can be most successful. You have a great deal of curiosity and like to know what makes people and things tick. Many successful inventors have been born under the sign of Gemini. You are always understanding and sympathetic when others are in trouble. You experiment with and investigate everything that comes within your reach. You are often witty and frequently quite brilliant in your summing up of a character or situation. Your greatest difficulty is in learning to concentrate. Any parent with a Gemini child will be doing that child a real service if he insists on one job being finished before another is started. This is one of the most important lessons every Gemini has to learn, and it is only when this lesson is mastered that you will be able to make the most of your fine intellectual powers. Of the three groups of Geminis, the Gemini Taurus, those born in the last days of May, are the most likely to have the greatest difficulty in learning concentration. They are very indecisive and find it particularly difficult to stick to one thing for any length of time. The Gemini, born between June the 1st and the 10th, are the ones who make the most headway in life because, being critical, they are usually the most balanced of all Gemini subjects. The Gemini Cancer, born between June the 11th and the 20th, are the most decisive. These are the humanitarians of the sign, fond of children, animals, and people generally. They are the kindly, sociable ones and loyal to a degree. They rarely show outwardly their hurts and heartbreaks. The constitution of the Gemini subject is not usually terribly strong. You may suffer from nervous exhaustion simply because of the two-way pull of your dual nature and because of your inclination to worry too much when you are forced to make a decision. You may be subject to rheumatic complaints and bronchitis, but you will be able to avoid these if you take special care of your health in your early years. The trouble with you is that when troubles come, they seldom come singly. If you are sick, it is not unusual for the doctor to find not one thing wrong with you, but two. As a result, you are inclined to be far too health conscious as you grow older. When choosing a marriage partner, you cannot do better than a Leo for a long-lasting and happy association. Leo will be like a fiery magnet to you and carry you to the heights with blazing enthusiasm. The Leo will have the stronger personality of the two and will therefore be able to make the decisions when you, as a Gemini, are torn between two possible courses of action. Leo will be the one who finally says, We've had enough of this hesitation. That's it. And time will prove Leo is almost always right. Leo and Gemini are much in sympathy with each other, and they will work together well to secure a protected and happy life. Marriage with an Aquarian can also work out quite well, for both of you will be intelligent if both learn to give and take as the moment requires. There is no reason why this should not prove a happy union. When a Gemini mates with Taurus, however, the results are not likely to be quite so good. The Taurian will want to dominate, and the Gemini won't like this at all. There are likely to be bitter tears in a marriage between these two. I would not say that there hasn't been a Gemini or a Taurian marrying and being happy, but this is a very rare thing and would only be termed as a random factor. The colours that appear to be most helpful and harmonious to you Gemini people are yellow and orange, and sometimes all shades of green. The jewel to be worn whenever possible for good luck is the agate, but it has been found that gold worn on its own is also particularly fortunate for you. Now, if you are true to your Gemini sign, you will find that you are inclined to be far too indecisive. You often want two things at once, and unreliable. You don't finish one job before you start another. But with self-discipline and self-control, you can be quick-witted, clever and successful, a good friend and a great and sympathetic humanitarian. Here is a forecast for your year ahead, month by month. January. There are definite signs that most of you Geminis are going to find yourselves celebrating the start of some new venture with the commencement of this year. Quite a lot of you will be changing jobs, and there will be some amongst you who will be going to work overseas. It appears to be pretty certain that most of you will be taking changes that you have not done before, and will summon up courage to put things into action which you have been thinking about for quite a long while past. A point of interest. There will be a tightening up in most major cities of traffic regulations. February. The changes which you may have made in January will either come into operation during February or will in turn lead on to other changes, and the indications are of promotions or step-ups in some directions for you. There will be a slight problem or worry for you which will be brought about over the health of older relatives or friends, but these should prove to be little more than storms in a teacup. March. This month should start off on a very bright note. Close people around you will be trying to persuade you to finalize your holiday plans, and quite a few of you will decide to split your vacations this year, or will be lucky enough to be able to take 2 holidays. Health should start to improve and then be very good throughout this month. A point of interest. March is a month when more than the usual number of children will be born to a Gemini mother or father, and there will be more boys than girls. April. All you Geminis can look forward to a pretty hard-working month during April. You will be doing a number of odd jobs which you have overlooked, and your help and assistance will be being sought by others. Extra money should come your way, and because you will be rushing here, there and everywhere, it will be wise for you to grab what rest you can when you can. Luckily, you Gemini people do have the vitality to stand up to this. A close friend of your own sex will ask you to give them an alibi. Be tactful, but try not to get involved. May. You should be able to get a little more rest during the middle 2 weeks of this month, but the first week may be slightly worrying where work is concerned, because it appears that there are going to be a lot of changes around you. But I do not see any of these things really affecting you, although they may unsettle you just slightly. In the end, they should turn out to be for your good. Once you have been able to get through the first week, the rest of your month should be more relaxed and much happier. A point of interest. The mayor of a major city will come in for a lot of heavy criticism and may either be asked to resign or will resign of his own accord. June. Unexpected obstacles could hold up progress for a short time for you, and therefore you may have to meet disappointments during June. Whilst I cannot pinpoint anything particularly bad, at the same time I cannot pinpoint anything particularly good either. Just as long as you take things in your stride during this month, all should turn out well. But those of you who have ambitions which you want to put into practice would do well to hold them up for a short while. July. You could be feeling better during this month than you have for a long while past, and plans which you know could make you happy appear to take a step forward, making you feel very optimistic. Whilst the year so far has not been a bad one, it certainly has not been the greatest that you have known. You may well have lost an older member of your family within the last year or so, which still makes you feel sad. But by the end of this month, you will be finding yourself accepting this loss and going ahead with more confidence and less depression. August. This is a month during which you could be spending more than you are earning, but I cannot see you being all that unhappy about it. The money you are spending will be laid out in order to develop some future plan. All you Geminis who dabble, even in a small way stock-wise, especially on a long-term basis, should have a lucky break this month, more especially if the market which interests you deals with liquids. But try to remember that the quick in and outer cannot expect such a good month. September. There will be the usual moans and groans from some of you during this month, and you will be spending more than you can really afford, because you Geminis are the ones who like to do things in advance, so that you could be doing some of your Christmas shopping now. Also, you could expect visitors now, maybe relatives, but do make sure that you know exactly how long they are going to stay, or you could find that they overstay their welcome. A surprise invitation which you will receive to pay a visit to someone who is a long journey away should be the high spot of this month for you. A point of interest: an unexpected and surprising divorce action will be taken this month by the wife of a leading politician. October. This should be one of the most satisfactory months of the whole year for you. Business should show improvements, and there will be new faces around you, plus the fact that your confidence in your judgment and abilities will be greater than for some time past. But October is the month when more than usual you will be taking the law into your own hands and insisting on making your own decisions. This should prove so very much better for you at this period. November. Whilst November is quite a good month, it is not as smooth as October was. You could be feeling a little unsettled, and being a Gemini, you will be giving way to fits of depression and worry. Even though you will find that you are settling down to changes which you made earlier in the year, some surprising events will happen, bringing about more changes for you. But you will have to wear kid gloves during November in order to avoid being rather touchy, and also in order to avoid quarrels, so watch out. December. All of you Gemini folk love Christmas, so that you have a very full month ahead of you. You will be making lots of plans for the future, and whilst you usually like to have visitors to your home, it will be you who will be visiting more this year. Where business is concerned, you can expect to be asked to take on more responsibility. This in turn will help to show your abilities and can only lead to better things for you next year. During this month, you can find yourself giving a gift, not just at Christmas, but for either a wedding or a birth, for someone who is pretty close to you. There could be a little worry over someone in your crowd either spraining an ankle or breaking it this month, but nothing very serious. Now, as you possibly know, all birth signs have dates that are important to them throughout the coming year, and these are yours. Now, where romance is concerned, if you want to make headway in this direction, January the 1st is an excellent day. If you want to go ahead with a business deal with an element of success, try January the 8th. I don't think you'll go far wrong. With a little difficulty and having to smooth your marriage partner, February the 27th is a day you should really bear in mind. March the 2nd is another romantic day. Engagements could be announced this day, or you could make your point. March the 19th, an excellent date for making a strong and lasting business deal. April the 15th is a day for you gamblers, although I never advise gambling, also for you people who make investments. June the 15th, the travellers amongst you should be quite happy, because it will be a smooth time. June the 22nd, another good day for romance. July the 10th is a good day for business deals, providing you've got all your wits about you. Don't promise things that you can't keep. August the 26th, you may be slightly disappointed where romance is concerned, but don't let it throw you. Forge ahead and you'll get there. September the 17th is another very good day for you romantics. October the 6th, you will find that your marriage partner will be most cooperative in plans that you want to put forward, so choose that day before you broach the subject. October the 20th is a very good day for investments as well. November the 11th is fairly favourable for business deals. When I say fairly favourable, I say this because the 10th, the 11th or the 12th are good days, but I have chosen the 11th because the portents are brighter then. November the 19th could be that you find your marriage partner not all that happy about things, and you may even admit to yourself you have been neglecting certain duties and you ought to pull yourself together. December the 21st is one of the best days in the whole of December for travel for you. And that's your Gemini lot.